Hello and a very warm welcome to Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor with Verdict 2014, featuring all the news and updates from the assembly elections in the state of Maharashtra and Haryana. Let us begin by taking a look at the top stories. Campaigning intensifies at its last leg on Sunday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi among top leaders to hold rallies in Maharashtra. Seeking a record third term, Hooda family holds rallies in Haryana. Jyotiraditya Scindia campaigns for Surjewala in Kaithal. Touted as one of BJP's possible chief ministerial candidates, Eknath Khadse is looking to end farmers' wars in Maharashtra. And we take a look at Mumbai's most high-profile constituency, Malabar Hills, which is expecting a bipolar contest this time. Well, with less than 24 hours left to campaign, Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi were among the top leaders to hold multiple rallies in the state of Maharashtra today. Both leaders tried their best to woo voters for the assembly polls next Wednesday. Here is a look.
In the last leg of campaign trail in Maharashtra, parties fielded their top leaders on Sunday. Prime Minister Narendra Modi topped them all with most number of rallies in a day. He campaigned in 4 different parts of the state on Sunday. Modi took on NCP in his speeches. He accused the party of being involved in corrupt activities.
ये 10 साल में 10 गुना भ्रष्टाचार किया और अगर कभी फिर से मौका मिल जाएगा, उनकी घड़ी का टाइम हो जाएगा 15:15 15 साल में 15 गुना भ्रष्टाचार। क्या भाइयों बहनों, ये महाराष्ट्र लूटने देना है?
He also targeted Congress NCP's tenure, which he claimed has used up the state's exchequer but failed to develop Maharashtra.
महाराष्ट्र ने 15 साल में महाराष्ट्र को तबाह कर दिया भाइयों, तबाह कर दिया है, बर्बाद कर दिया है। आपके जेब लूट लिए गए हैं। मैं आपको विश्वास दिलाता हूं, महाराष्ट्र के दुखों को दूर करने के लिए, यहां के किसानों की जिंदगी बदलने के लिए भारतीय जनता पार्टी की सरकार जो भी कदम उठाएगी, दिल्ली की सरकार उसे कंधे से कंधा मिलाकर के आपकी मदद करेगी भाइयों।
While Modi was busy attacking NCP and Congress at his rallies, Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi took him on at Ramtek and Buldhana in Maharashtra. He criticized the centre under Modi's rule for not being able to fulfill its promises.
उन्होंने कहा भाई 100 दिन खत्म होंगे, काला धन पूरा का पूरा वापस आ जाएगा। हर भाषण में कहते थे भैया भ्रष्टाचार है, काला धन 100 दिन में मैं ले आऊंगा। 100 दिन हो गए, काला धन दिखा आपको? 1 रुपया दिखा?
Among others, Home Minister Rajnath Singh also held rallies in Maharashtra on Sunday. Campaigning will come to an end on Monday at 5 p.m. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
All right, my colleague Raj Kamal is now joining us from Mumbai for more on that story. Raj Kamal, now it is the last leg of the campaign, just few hours to go before the campaigning ends. And of course, all the parties are putting all efforts there to woo the voters.
Aishwarya, it's less than 24 hours for all these parties to complete their campaign. But after 6 p.m. tomorrow, after 5 p.m. tomorrow, they can go for door-to-door campaign. But tomorrow's campaign will be crucial. Especially parties are planning to campaign in metropolitan cities like Pune, Nagpur and Mumbai because parties couldn't campaign in the city in urban areas. They are taking advantage of the weekly offs and week offs, and they are trying to woo voters who are between 35 and 25 so that they can register a maximum number of voter turnout this time. Voter turnout will have a crucial impact. So parties, along with Election Commission, are trying to get support of these voters, and they are holding several campaigns in several parts of the state so that the maximum number of voters can turn out on the 15th of October.
Absolutely. And Rajkamal, obviously, on the 19th of October, it will be really clear as to what is the worth of every individual party in Maharashtra, because all the parties are going all alone this time.
Aishwarya, parties' identities are at stake this time because in the last 15 years, Maharashtra had never seen any this kind of contest where 5 parties are contesting on their own. So parties are trying to test the waters because with this election result, the parties will get to know their actual voter base, whether it's Congress, NCP or Shiv Sena, BJP. They used to have a common vote bank in last 15 years, which will be broken this time because BJP has extensively projected Narendra Modi. So they want to test the water whether the Hindutva concept and the development plan will stand hold in Maharashtra or not.
Absolutely.
And the Marathi Manus concept proposed by Shiv Sena and MNS, they are also holding on the thought.
Absolutely. Thank you, Rajkamal, for all those details there. So obviously, come October 19th, and the fate of every party will be clear. Meanwhile, the last weekend of campaigning has been intense in Haryana as well. On Sunday, father-son duo of Bhupinder Singh and Dipinder Singh Hooda hit the campaign trail in Faridabad and Sonipat. Congress leader Jyotiraditya Scindia also addressed a rally in Kaithal. Take a look.
Congress leaders made their last-ditch efforts to woo voters of Haryana on Sunday. Incumbent Chief Minister Bhupendra Singh Hooda and his son Dipinder Singh Hooda were the key campaigners for the party. Both leaders were confident of victory and assured further development of the state during their speeches.
हरियाणा में कोई भी किसान अगर फसली ऋण लेगा तो उसके ऊपर ब्याज नहीं लगेगा। हमने फैसला किया है मूल जो किसान मूल देगा मूल तो किसान देगा और उसका जितना ब्याज बनता है वो हरियाणा सरकार बैंक को देगी।
पिछले 9 साल में हरियाणा आज विकास में पूरे देश में सबसे आगे गया है। विकास का कोई भी हम पैमाना लें, कोई भी मापदंड लें, विकास दर लें, प्रति व्यक्ति आय लें, आज हर गांव हर शहर तक विकास पहुंचा है।
Hooda is looking for a record third term in Haryana. One of its key oppositions, INLD, is said to be slightly weakened, with its chief O.P. Chautala now back in jail. Hooda decided to take on BJP in his rally, accusing the central government of inaction over cross-border firing and price rise issues.
100 बार से ज्यादा पाकिस्तान ने सीज़फायर का उल्लंघन किया अपनी सीमाओं पर। 3 दिन पहले प्रधानमंत्री ने एक बयान दिया, प्रधानमंत्री जी ने, कि पाकिस्तान का मुंह बंद कर दिया, कल फिर खोल दिया उसने, आज भी फायरिंग कर रहे हैं।
Congress leader Jyotiraditya Scindia was also on campaign trail in Haryana on Sunday. He addressed a rally in Kaithal. He said his party's motive is betterment of people.
मेरे पूज्य पिताजी सदैव कहते थे कि जिंदगी में हमारा लक्ष्य राजनीति नहीं होना चाहिए, जिंदगी में हमारा लक्ष्य जनसेवा होना चाहिए और राजनीति केवल एक माध्यम उस लक्ष्य की पूर्ति करने के लिए होनी चाहिए।
Scindia was in Kaithal to campaign for the state's cabinet minister Randeep Singh Surjewala. He is seeking a re-election for a 4th time. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
All right, my colleague Akhilesh Suman is now joining us from Panchkula for more on that. Akhilesh, what a week really it has been as far as the campaigning in Haryana is concerned. Although a lot of attention is being paid to Maharashtra elections, but Haryana is also not going to be less interesting this time, isn't it?
Yeah, actually Haryana is one of the most interesting elections in the whole history because this is the first time that Hooda is completing 10 years of term in Haryana. No chief minister could have consecutive 10 years term. And now you see the BJP has jumped to the fray with just having 4 MLAs in the last election. And it is not having alliance with any other party. Actually, no other party is having alliance with any other party. And just for symbolic attachment, Akali Dal is aligned with INLD. So you will see that every party is fighting against every party. And as far as the issue of development is concerned, development is not at all an issue in the mind of the people. Only issue that is coming to the mind of the people, they just want to change the government because they are having some sort of political boredom that I am seeing the government, same government for last 10 years. As far as the question of issues of people are concerned, they are satisfied with the works done by the previous government. government. But now the BJP is in the fray with Narendra Modi giving the slogan of all around skill development and attaching Haryana with the corridor, and then Delhi and Haryana will have the same government, and then it will be faster development of Haryana in this way. So it is now, you can understand that BJP is selling the dream. INLD is telling that I have to save the pride of the farmers, and Congress is telling that we have to undergo the development plank as we were going. So I think that it is, question is very clear in the mind whom they have to choose, either the social factor, social prestige, or inside fight, or the dream. So there are so many selling things in the politics in Haryana today, Aishwarya.
Right, Akhilesh, thank you so much for those details there. Meanwhile, electioneering is in its last stage in Maharashtra. The race is on in the BJP to name a chief ministerial candidate. And one of the forefront runners is Eknath Khadse. Now, our Rajya Sabha television tracked his election campaign. Take a look.
Eknath Khadse is one of the most well-known faces of Maharashtra politics. Having represented the BJP in the State Assembly for 25 years, even rivals praise his oratory skills, which is just one reason why he's ahead in the race to be chosen Chief Minister if the BJP wins the election. Although he's himself contesting from Muktainagar, he's campaigning for other candidates in Shahada and Shirpur. On his way back to Muktainagar from Shirpur, Khadse spoke to us about various issues.
स्पीचेस मैंने देखे, एमएनएस के चीफ या शिवसेना के चीफ, तो ये कांग्रेस, राष्ट्रवादी कांग्रेस की ये घोटालेबाज सरकार पे उन्होंने अटैक करना चाहिए था, पर उनको छोड़ के वो बीजेपी पर ही ज़्यादा अटैक करते हैं। इसका लिए मैं शिवसेना से पूछना चाहता हूँ कि आपका शत्रु क्रमांक कौन है, पहला नंबर का, आप किसके विरोध में लड़ना चाहते हो, कांग्रेस राष्ट्रवादी के विरोध में या बीजेपी के विरोध में? मुझे लगता है कि ये बार बार बीजेपी के विरोध में बोलते, माहौल बनाना करते हैं, तो इसका मतलब इनका टाई अप कहीं ना कहीं हुआ है। मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी को पोस्टपोल अलायंस की जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ेगी।
At his residence, there's a steady stream of people coming and going. He patiently fields complaints that range from ration cards to drinking water, even as he talks about the improvements he has brought to the constituency. For his supporters, Khadse has always been a determined champion of farmers' rights.
पूरे महाराष्ट्र में खड़से साहब ऐसे एक ही नेता है कि जो कोई गरीब से गरीब उनके मतदार संघ का कोई आदमी रहेगा, अगर वो उनके कॉइन बॉक्स से $1 से फ़ोन करेगा तो वो मोबाइल उठाते हैं, उसकी समस्या सुनते हैं और उसके समस्या का जो समाधान है वो बहुत उसी वक्त उसका समाधान कर देते हैं।
Khadse says the party high command will decide the chief minister, even as he points out that North Maharashtra never had its representative in the helm. Khadse faces opposition within the party. He faces competition for the top job from Union Minister Nitin Gadkari, State Party Chief Devendra Fadnavis, and Leader of Opposition in the Legislative Council Vinod Tavre. Kriti Mishra's report from Rajya Sabha TV.
In fact, Kriti Mishra is now joining us from Nashik for more on that story. Kriti, it is very interesting that BJP is fighting these assembly elections in 2014 without a chief ministerial face, chief ministerial candidate, and you have tracked the campaign trail of Eknath Khadse. What kind of support does he enjoy within the party?
That's right, Aishwarya. Now, Eknath Khadse is considered a champion of farmers' rights. He has lambasted the Congress and the NCP government for farmers' use side. He constantly pushes for investigation and inquiry into 116 scams under the Congress and NCP rule. He urges people to vote for a government that can work in tandem with the central government. Now, political analysts feel that Khadse has a national claim over the post. He has been MLA for 25 years. He has vast experience in administration and in assembly. And also, after the sudden demise of Gopinath Munde, he is an acceptable face within the BJP, and also he has enlarged the party base by inducting number of leaders from the NCP and from the Congress into the BJP. But remember, Aishwarya, he's not the solo claimant. Union Minister Nitin Gadkari was also in the race, but he opted out and he denied. He said that Maharashtra needs a new face. Maharashtra BJP President Devendra Fadnavis is also, he also has very bright chances given his proximity to the RSS. Then there's Pankaja Munde, then there's Vinod Tavre. But remember, it is too early to deduce anything anything, because right now it is imperative for the BJP to win maximum seats and to touch that majority mark of 145 seats out of 288 in the battleground of Maharashtra. Aishwarya, it's back to you.
Right, Kriti, but obviously what will really please the BJP at this point in time is the fact that most of the opinion polls that we saw are giving a BJP close to 130 to 150 seats. So I'm sure they will, if that really happens, then that would vindicate the BJP's stand to go all alone in the elections this time.
Exactly, Aishwarya. In fact, when I was talking to other BJP leaders and also Mr. Eknath Khadse, he said that he doesn't want to be he is not very optimistic about getting 150 or 160 seats. He said that I want to stick to a more realistic realm and term it around 130 to 140 seats. Then when I asked, then who would you go with? Would it be Shiv Sena? Would it be NCP? So he said that we will get a comfortable majority, but then he also said that independents, there could be 20 independents who could win. So he said that BJP also has that chance of going to the independents and forming the government in Maharashtra.
Right, so BJP, they're treading very carefully before the elections. Thank you so much, Kriti, for all those details. We'll keep coming back to you. Meanwhile, we'll take a very short break here. Much more on the other side of the break as well. Stay with us. Welcome back. After the break, you're watching Verdict 2014. And Haryana's Faridabad district has 6 assembly seats. The local MP here had a phenomenal win in the Lok Sabha elections, and the BJP is expecting a similar showing in the state elections as well. Here is a report.
In the Lok Sabha elections, the BJP's Krishan Pal won the Faridabad seat by a margin of 4.5 lakh votes. The party rewarded the feat of this first-time MP by making him a state minister, which is why a good showing in the 6 assembly seats here has become all the more important for him, even if it is just to show that the Lok Sabha win was not a flash in the pan. But the biggest challenge Krishan Pal faces is in his own erstwhile assembly constituency, Tigaon, where the party has put up a relatively unknown face.
मेरे पिता 1960 से आरएसएस के सदस्य रहे हैं और लाल चौक पे झंडा फहरा के आए थे मुरली मनोहर जोशी जी के साथ 1991 में.
The presence of the Bahujan Samaj Party has made the electoral contest in Tigaon a three-cornered one. Both the BJP and the Congress claim that their main opposition is the BSP.
36 बार मेरे साथ चल रही है. आज ही एक कांडा पार्टी का उम्मीदवार ने समर्थन दिया है. पीछे 35 बाजू की महापंचायत चली थी, उसने मुझे कल समर्थन दिया.
पहले सीधी टक्कर थी, लेकिन इस बार कुछ आंकड़े ऐसे बनते जा रहे हैं कि त्रिकोणीय मुकाबला नजर आ रहा है. बसपा भी फाइट में नजर आ रही है.
In the other 5 seats, the contest is more or less a multi-cornered one. The victory margins are also not expected to be very high, and barring a couple of seats, there does not seem to be a clear winner, at least as of now. Shamsundar's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
And shifting gears to Maharashtra, and Mumbai's high-profile Malabar Hill Assembly segment is heading for a tough bipolar fight. It is between Maharashtra Women's Commission chairperson and Raj Thakre's legal advisor. Now, the constituency in the heart of the financial capital houses some of the country's wealthiest people, and campaigning styles are decidedly different. Our correspondent Raj Kamal Rao finds out more.
Opulent sky rises, the richest of India's rich, and election season. Mumbai's Malabar Hill houses some of India's biggest business names. Many of the residents are Gujaratis and Parsis who came to Mumbai in the 1920s and made it big. Poll time here takes on a decidedly different flavor, with a particular focus on door-to-door canvassing. Malabar Hill Assembly segment is presently held by the BJP. The sitting MLA has been shifted to another seat, which has changed political dynamics. Maharashtra Women's Commission Chairman and President of Congress Women's Wing Sushi Ben Shah is seeking votes on the basis of claims of 15 years of the party's work in the area.
Maharashtra is the #1 state of the country, and The Gujarat model certainly cannot work here. The Gujarati Asmita, as they call it, cannot work here. Here we have local problems, we have local leadership. The BJP here does not have a local leadership, does not have a CM face. Whereas the Congress party here in the face of Prithviraj Chauhan has a very clean, efficient administrator.
Sushiben's biggest opponent is advocate turned politician Rajendra Shirodkar, whose biggest strength is that he's an out-and-out local. Shirodkar has been a backbone of the Maharashtra Navnirman Sena MNS and is a close aide of Raj Thackeray.
We have lots of problems of water, we have accommodation problems, we have housing problems, we have basic electricity problems, the infrastructure has totally failed. And therefore we are addressing the local people on these issues which have been declared by us in our blueprint. People want a definite change. People are fed up with the internal politics of BJP and Sena.
The Malabar Hill segment is one of the few areas in the state where the MNS has been joined by Shiv Sena cadres. With the BJP and NCP virtually out of the picture, a keenly watched bipolar contest is round the corner.
Despite being a centrally located constituency, Malabar Hill lacks basic infrastructure. Access to school and access to education are still a distant reality. With camera person Siddharth, Rajkamal Rao, Rajya Sabha TV.
And moving to Amravati district in the state of Maharashtra, well, unemployment and farmers' concerns are the biggest issues here ahead of the polls on 15th of October, where all the political alliances in the state having fallen apart and a four-cornered contest on the cards. It is a tough fight here with the party big guns propping up local leaders. Nav Vikram Singh has more.
Rally posters. It is the height of the campaign season in Maharashtra's Amravati district. Of the 8 assembly segments here headed for the hustings next week, as many as 4 are presently held by the Congress. But here too, the picture is expected to change with all the state's party alliances having broken down.
हमारा फोकस है कि जिन महिलाओं ने लोकसभा में मतदान नहीं किया उनको घर से बाहर लाके मतदान करवाना, उसके लिए हमारे आंगनवाड़ी सेविका, हमारे जो महिला सरकारी कर्मचारी हैं और एनजीओज में जो लोग काम करते हैं, हमने उनको अपील की है.
At the top of the issues on the table are problems faced by farmers in the district. Compensation announced after crop damage and heavy losses supposedly hasn't reached farmers. And he knows he can make his voice heard now.
नहीं दिया ना, हम सरकार ने बोला थे तो नहीं दिए. बीए भरन फसल में गए और पानी के साहब भी नहीं भरे. हाँ, उसने वो गवर्नमेंट ने दिए तो मिले ही नहीं हमको.
The other big issue is unemployment. Fresh industry in the area has as good as dried up. Qualified youth have little other option but to migrate to bigger cities. Promises that once raised hope have now come to be seen as empty.
मेरे जैसे तो बहुत सारे लड़के हैं, लड़कियां हैं, लेकिन वो पार्ट टाइम जॉब कर लेते हैं ऐसे ही. लेकिन एक परमानेंट जॉब जो चाहिए वो नहीं है. तो यहाँ पे इंडस्ट्रियल मतलब कुछ कारखाने वगैरह भी वो कम है. तो जो पढ़े लिखे लोग हैं वो जॉब नहीं कर पाते.
135 candidates are in the fray for the 8 Vidhan Sabha seats of Amravati. And with no political alliance or support anywhere, each party is to be judged on its own merit alone. Amravati is definitely a clash worth watching for. With Nav Vikram Singh, Bureau Inputs for Rajya Sabha TV.
And in our constituency profile, we next look at Dhule City Vidhan Sabha constituency in northwestern Maharashtra, which ranks among the few Indian cities that were well planned even before independence. But today, the city is no stranger to riots, clashes over trivial issues snowballing into violence. Perhaps the biggest reason has been the near collapse of the once flourishing textile industry here. And repair is the biggest election demand of the day. Our correspondent Kriti Mishra profiles this constituency.
From a strong regional growth center in its heyday to rising unemployment and decaying industry, time was when Dhule had a thriving textile industry, held up mainly by weavers from Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. Today, the power loom sector has withered, and there has been a sharp shift out of agriculture. The result? Unemployment soars at over 26%, several times the national urban average of 7.6%.
टेक्सटाइल के बारे में देखा है तो आज तकरीबन 25 से 35 साल हो चुका है कि जो प्लांट यहाँ पे बहुत ही अच्छा प्लांट था, प्रताप मिल करके वो बन पड़ा है। तो हम लोग की सबकी आस है क्या वो भी एक बहुत बड़ा जरिया है युवाओं के लिए, क्या वो उसके जरिए युवाओं को रोजगार मिल सकता है।
That's been made worse by communal violence taint. Riots first hit the area in 2008. There was turbulence again 2 years later. And in 2013, there was a second major conflagration. Many fear this communal polarization may suffer in upcoming elections, despite huge efforts for peaceful polls.
ये तो सेंसिटिव जिला है और इसी तौर पे ये जो चुनाव है विधानसभा, तो ये चुनाव के अंदर जो भी प्रत्याशी खड़े हैं तो प्रत्याशी जो भी वोटिंग डिवाइड करने के पीछे उनका तो चालू ही है।
We have police and the district administration, both we have taken a lot of precautions actually. We have conducted peace committee meetings with the different groups. We have declared Dhule city, some area as a vulnerable area.
In 2009, Dhule had elected Anil Gote, an independent candidate accused in the Telgi scam. He is now contesting on a BJP ticket. Gote's central promise is reviving the city's textile industry and power looms.
जीतने के बाद कि पावर लूम को 24 घंटा ही बिजली मिलेगी और साथ चलेगी।
But it's certainly no walkover. In this four-cornered contest, the Shiv Sena, Congress and NCP are eyeing the seat. Here too, promises are high.
ये पावर लूम को जस्ट जिंदा रखना होगा तो इनके लिए इलेक्शन वो जो लोड शेडिंग जो है वो लोड शेडिंग कम करना चाहिए। जितना लोड शेडिंग आप कम करेंगे उतना उनको ज़्यादा मुनाफा होगा।
जो भी यानी सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट हमारी कांग्रेस सरकार ने सुविधा दी है उसका मैं यानी प्रयास करके यानी वो सुविधा लाऊंगा। जो भी गौर गरीब यानी पिछड़ी जात के लिए और अच्छे लोगों को यानी जो व्यापारी हमारी इंडस्ट्रीज यहाँ MIDC है उसको विस्तार करेंगे।
पावरलूम सेक्टर में मैं बदलाव लाऊंगा, उनको जो मॉडर्नाइजेशन उनका करना चाहिए, मशीनरी का नई मशीनरी वर्ल्ड के साथ चलने के लिए मैं उनको सिखाऊंगा।
In so many ways, Dhule is an ideal reflection of the fact that industry and job creation is the panacea towards moving out of communal tensions and angst among the youth.
It takes a lifetime to build something substantial, but only a minute suffices to ruin it. The spate of communal riots has left Dhule traumatized. It is in the process of rebuilding and hopes to get a political representative who ushers in regaining its past glory. Reporting from Dhule, Kriti Mishra for Rajya Sabha Television.
Well, that's it from me in this edition of Verdict 2014. Do watch Verdict 2014 tomorrow at 10 in the morning as well. Goodbye for now.